Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ghost Story YouTube channel. Before listening to ghost stories, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel to help the channel grow dental. Thank you very much everyone, and hope everyone has a good listening session. Ghosts are really fascinating. Don't let everyone long wait. Let's start into today's story. Today I will bring you a sentence. It's both gruesome and related causal law. Everyone has heard sentences like karmic retribution. Not yet. In general, all things it's all the same. Once you've done it, bad things affect others, then surely the retribution will come first. Just my face. Because right in the today's story, same as that. That's when the story is both heartbreaking and sad. Blame it on his father. But the sentence, how about this? Let's start the story. Hey, I got it from a brother. This guy is currently living and working in Japan. A story horror happened in his family. His hometown is in the southern village of Vietnam, he said in the past. His grandfather's life also belonged to descendant of the landowner, so the field land and gold coins are very much always. Generally in that area your family is famous very well. When it comes to your father's life, then he started to have a bad time. Seeing his family, I have money, so I don't worry about doing anything. Just worry about it all day and night. Girl play. Another 3 of he's so handsome, so she's pretty peachy. I'll get to know you all day and night. This to that girl. In general, time at that point. Your father just played with a prostitute. There's a lot of light, so in one session I went to drink with my friends at night, make love to the shop owner of the shop, drink it all the time. It's because of men in the past, shops were just shops. The temporary bar stops drinking and then gets drunk. Do you know what the moon is like? When I saw the owner of the restaurant sleeping, I went to bed sleeping together. Always happens. Story. After his father slept with, after a while, the owner of this restaurant became pregnant. Her belly is getting bigger finally. The owner's husband gave out, show up and say the bartender is what already have a husband but still go to bed with the boy is now pregnant like that. And then it's all too clear now, so the innkeeper's husband decided intend to divorce her, leave her alone with fetus in the womb. The shop owner fell into a state as helpless and lost. Because at home my husband has no one to contain me anymore because of the thing cure the wild that people really hate for, so this girl went to find your father. She just called my father and now has to bear it, take responsibility for this pregnancy now. Is that how you got chased by your husband? Take responsibility to raise this baby, but after she came to see her father, your father is not responsible. Duty. He said that meal was me drinking so drunk. What do? I can't remember, but I'm not trying. My love makes you pregnant. In general this was unintentional, so I am not responsible, and I'm sure that baby was my baby and now she give me the pregnancy. Do you make me accept it or ate a snail and then she forced me to shell it? Now you are not responsible. You know what should I do now? I can't just lie there, so she also went home by herself, give birth to a child. After giving birth this little girl left her husband's side too. Yes. And neither is your father. Do you admit that this is why she feels stuck? Is she alone? I can take care of this baby. So in the end she took this baby to the moor, left the baby under the tree. Left the baby out there and then she ran away. Out of that country. Leave the baby lying out there until the baby dies. Everyone, people in general. Now we can also sympathize with the plight of that woman, but instead of giving up my child, I can take him to people, let people feed them. What did my child give birth to? Now put it in the field. Until the next day, after this woman went away, then people go out into the fields by the umbrella tree. I saw that this baby was already dead, but his body was completely bitten by ants. And the ants ate 2 eyes and ate them all. Smooth eyes, only 2 holes left, black eyes. The people there who I see that. People are also very dear. People say, oh my God, why not give it away? What's wrong with this kid? Why is it dead now? In the end, they took the baby's body out cemetery for burial, but no one knows whose child it is. Now back to his father's story. From when my father made the owner pregnant at that time, my father was not married to my mother, I was still as a young man. After a while it also gradually subsided, then caught the first father married his mother, 2 wives. It's quite normal for husbands to live together until his mother got pregnant. Into pregnancy. Month of the month Saturday. Right now my belly is pretty, it's big. That night, my mother naturally slept. I saw a dream. I saw in the dream there is a baby in the house. Its eyebrows are generally scratched, it's ragged, but its face has blood on it a lot. Especially the 2 eye sockets of this kid, it's black, it's like being bitten by ants around. The ants are still swinging around these 2 eye sockets. Generally speaking, the baby in the past, it died. Besides the how is the umbrella tree, the baby in this dream is exactly the same. In its mother's ass. I just saw her lying here. Hey, that bloody baby, its eyes, it's black. It runs to it and grabs its hand, punched right into the mother's belly, that the belly is pregnant again. After such a horrible dream, I just woke up in a panic and started telling my dad about this dream. When my dad heard it, my dad contacted me. Think of the baby in the belly of the owner. But neither is his father. Do you believe it? Because of the thing that the owner left this baby outside umbrella tree stump. Until this baby, I don't know if my father died. Just everything. The people around there only know it, but his father didn't even know. No one knows that the baby is a child whose is it. In general. Since is that dream so scary, must be afraid normally. Because now I'm pregnant in my belly. Dreamed again. Saw a baby so terrible. I'm afraid it's an omen something. So the next morning mom asked his father to drive his mother to the temple. So that he could listen to the sutras and then bow to the Buddha to pray for peace. The couple also go to the temple, start going to the main hall but prostrate to the Buddha. While bowing to the Buddha, then on the side there is a man. This man is doing merit for the temple. This man is new, passing by his father's place with his mother, glanced at look, and then he said created too much karma, now it's just following. So now mom and dad listen to this, that saying, the 2 of you don't know what's going on where. And my father never believed it's all spiritual. So after listening to when that person said this, my father was very angry. It's like I want to scold him, but in that place of meditation, where temples can't curse, so it's also very angry. The couple left, but that's a strange thing, since that day after mom and dad left, when the temple returned, the whole family arrested them. His business head went down. Where was his father at that time? There is something that makes me angry and hot. I don't curse my mother. But let's start from that's why dad is always angry, slippery. Whatever he does, he gets angry. Mr. Cursing in the face of your mother, and he sleeps all night every night. Sleep but keep screaming. Wake up, I don't remember what I dreamed about, it's over. It doesn't stop there. Start his father got into debt and gambled. Then mom, it's almost my due date. But it's night every day. His father went to play cards until the evening. Late at night, he just came back. There are times when creditors, people come to ask for money to sell all the things in the house to pay for people, and then what happens in the end? It must come. That day is the day. Father's destiny is always in one day, one night after drinking and getting drunk. I don't know if his father has arms and legs. Do you have a quarrel with anyone? But his father was beaten by people. That day was generally hit very hard, plus get drunk. I've been drinking a lot, so why not? Do you see where you are going? In the middle of the road? Then started to get hit by the wind and then fainting on the side of the road, drifting into a dust. The tree lay there, then hit by the wind and died. Female. The story of that night is later when I grew up, only to be told by my mother again. My mother continued on that night when mom waits and doesn't see dad coming back. I just told my uncles to run out into the streets to find your father. While running to a nearby bush by the roadside, he saw his father lying dead already there. but because of death no one knows, so only within a few hours only 2 times father's eye sockets are like being crawled by ants in it, it eats it. It cuts out both of its eyes forever, no more eyes, 2 black eye sockets backwards. The image is like the dead abandoned baby below native to the wilderness. So that's your father passed away before he was born, and on the day of my father's funeral I have a very special event. That's the old innkeeper. She came back to attend the funeral of his father. His mother recounted that day after she went to her father's funeral. She just sat down to talk to her mother. She cried a lot, and she told everything. Always let her mother listen to everything. She also tell his mother more, for the past few years, every day this kid is also shy about him. I'm not slippery. It pulls my hand along with it. He told me to cook for him, yes, make offerings to it. Otherwise it will arrest me, follow along, but it's the same every day. It blames me all the time. It blames me why I left it again. Seeing that I was also scared, that's why I went to find a teacher to cure it. Maybe it was because he knew I was going to find him, so he came back at night. He scared me. He said he would make me follow. After he catches his father, he will take me away. She has since abandoned her baby. She has already left the country. But yesterday morning when she heard everything, who said his father was dead, she was immediately go home and attend the funeral. Then when I heard the owner say that mom is also very sad. Dear, it's also very regretful. But anyway, now your father is also dead. Mr. has almost paid off his debt, so I try to live a good life too. I was born. Naturally at this time my new mother reminds me of what my uncle did merit in the temple the day before. That's what he talks about too much, that's why it's like that. Then mom remembers uncle is weird. That's why I called everyone yesterday after taking her mother to that temple. The first is to pray for the father along with the father's child. Second is in it's thanks to this uncle who took it to see it which teacher is good or not at. Because the mother is very afraid of the child's soul, that baby will continue to come back to harm the mother and harm even the baby is in the womb. The very next day, after the funeral, for after his father finished, the owner of the restaurant also took his mother to the temple there. After going to that temple, I also met the strange uncle from the other day. Did this uncle just explain it? The other day I spoke without listening. Her husband just died, the child was harmed by it, and he was also just hurt. People play charms again. I say, but also I don't believe anymore. Want to curse me. Now it's dead, see. But after listening to the teacher say that your mother is pretty surprised to learn that her husband has been. I'm dying of a child. But it's okay. What about casting spells? What's up? Then who cast a spell on your father? Don't wait any longer. The teacher explains. Teacher always said the reason why your father was they cast spells. The main caster is the husband of the owner of that restaurant. After husband, you know your father did, his wife is pregnant. That's why he hates. He cast a spell on his father to make him die always. It's no wonder that my mother remembers it now since that incident. It's his father who changed. Change is not the same as day. Usually business starts to decline. Gambling, sleep and eat not well. After a while then the teacher also continued to speak. Now this man is dead and considered basically his karma has paid off, then that's it. But what this baby? You can rest assured the soul, it's not going to follow her with where is the baby in your belly, because you and the baby in your belly, it has nothing to do with this story. Where, however, I also told my mother older brother. The teacher said that she should cultivate virtue. Often go to the temple to fast and meditate Buddha, and then do good deeds to accumulate later blessings back to her son. To it no longer has to bear the legacy that his father left behind. When saying with his mother, the teacher turned around. Go talk to the shop owner. The new teacher speak. He's dead. Now it's your turn. Running in the sky, can't get away from the sun. Before, after all, you'll have to pay for your karma. The accident is light or serious. It depends on what karma of her fate too, because now everyone's karma is paid. He has paid, his career is about to be done, now it's her turn. After hearing that, the shop owner also understood the part, it's the old mistake of the past. Right, is the story of her leaving her child to die in the wilderness. Time passed, a few months after his mother gave birth. Only when you come out will you believe the mistress, this bar is gone. She died of terminal cancer, but develop it's late, so there's no way to fix it in time. And also since that time mom looked at me after receiving the reflection. The mother started eating regularly, practice virtues and virtues temple always, in general, live very philanthropic, so thanks to that, my mother, just like you, mother and daughter are very good peace. Family is always good. Older brother was also brought up normal, then study and graduate, to the present, he working in Japan. He said, add this story from childhood, my mother hid it from me and didn't tell me, listen, until you grow up you learn. After high school, my mother started to tell me the story, this horror story for me. Show currently, my mother is living in Vietnam with mother's own family, and mother had second husband. Every day mom, all of them fasted, then sat down to meditate and pray, let your children in Japan be safe. After that he told a story, he wrote one wish, I want message to everyone, especially those a parent or someone who prepares becoming a parent, after having a child. If my child is out, please take the blame responsibility for your child. Let's feed, raise it to grow. If not, if you can afford it, don't let others have it. Never give up a child and kill it. Very sinful career. Sometimes I still have a career, moreover, it will affect life, even my own life. That it's not just about abortion or not, there are other places besides that. One problem is the bullshit promiscuous or having an affair with other people. If anyone has one, give it up. And that's we ended one. The story is quite meaningful.